Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the BEC Shuttle Time webinar 2022. I'm Tommy Saksa, and I work as a Development and High Performance Officer at Badminton Europe. Before we start the actual webinar, let's go through some housekeeping information. You are muted by default. You can turn on your camera if you want. This webinar is going to be recorded, and you can use the chat box if you have any questions during any of the presentations. Before I introduce our speakers and topics today, I'd like to tell a couple of sentences about the Shuttle Time program in general. BWF's Shuttle Time program is a school's badminton program. The goal is to make badminton one of the most popular and accessible school sports in the world. Over the past 2 years, 21 BEC members have been actively delivering Shuttle Time activities. And then the Shuttle Time resources have been translated into 18 different languages in Europe. And these resources are available free of charge. You just need to register to get access to the resources. Okay, and then I have a pleasure to introduce our speakers and topics today. First, we have BWF's Development Manager, Erika Ho. She will tell you about the newest updates about the Shuttle Time program. After Erika, we have Parvin Pireyev from Azerbaijan, who is a national coordinator. He will tell you how Azerbaijan is implementing the Shuttle Time program. After Parvin, we have Ireland's Education and Training Manager, Craig McCourtney, and he will tell you how Ireland is using the Shuttle Time program as a first step in their coach education. And last but not least, we have Nicolas Naida, club developer from Switzerland, and he will tell you about the Shuttle Time university courses in Switzerland. And now, further ado, I will let Erika take the floor. Welcome, Erika.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all finally virtually, and probably a couple of people that I have not met, which are new to this role. Let me know if you can see my screen. If it's good.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So generally, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Erika. I'm the BWF Development Manager. Probably I will have worked closely with some of you guys on the call today for the past 4 years to 5 years in the BWF. And I am currently in Spain at the BWF World Junior Championship. So if you heard some noises at my background, probably it's related to players passing by the I zone, or the players are doing their cheers in the court. So hopefully you can hear me clearly throughout the session today. So yeah, today I'm happy. Thank you, Tommy and Justine on the call invited me as one of the speakers for the Shuttle Time National Coordinator workshop delivered by Badminton Europe. Probably this is my second or third time attending, so familiar faces for everyone. So I go through the next slide would be, this is the overview of today's session. Is generally an update on where we are in terms of the resources, what are the new resources coming up, and then where we are in terms of the BWF and the Continental Confederation strategic plan for 2020 to 2024. And then what are the plans in terms of moving forward that we would like to challenge a little bit to the member association, also on the national coordinator in terms of where the program would go in the future. So in terms of the updates, we have 3 new resources coming up. One is the mini shuttle time, one is the shuttle time numeracy, another one is the shuttle time booklet. So the mini shuttle time is focusing on the preschool level of children, which age between 4 to 6 years old. Probably this is currently in the writing and piloting phase. So we are planning to roll out this mini shuttle time program next year. And then in terms of the shuttle time numeracy program, it's how we integrate mathematics into the shuttle time activities so that primary school teachers or secondary school teacher would be able to use shuttle time as a program in terms of integrating mathematics classes and how to incorporate badminton activities into their lesson. And then the last one is the shuttle time booklet, where we previously wrote to some of the identified shuttle time national coordinator to share their best practices. So we have compiled approximate 20 best practices, how shuttle time program has been used locally, so that it would be a best practice example for the new memberization or the existing memberization if they want to find a creative way or giving some fresh idea in terms of how they could use the shuttle time program in their country. So in terms of where we are now, probably Tommy has already touched a little bit on that. We have the latest new languages for the resources that we have is Albania. And upcoming, we are working closely with Miroslav in translating the resources into Bulgarian. So we have a 50-50 breaks on children has been involved or engaged throughout the shuttle time program. And we have more approximate 3.3 million children has been engaged, 65,000 shuttle time teachers has been trained. And then in terms of the online resources, you can see we have a good numbers in terms of teachers using the shuttle time online component to cover the theory aspect of the shuttle time course, and then the mobile app downloads, website registration, and the YouTube views on the videos that we produce to support the shuttle time lesson plan. In terms of where we are in terms of a KPI for the strategic plan for 2020 to 2024, currently we are reaching at the mid-cycle of the strategic plan. Good news is all the KPIs are on track. Some already exceeded, so well done to the Badminton Europe and also the member association who are a part of the big shuttle time family. I think one of the area that we're probably going to touch throughout that session is we see there is a potential where shuttle time can be delivered as a part of the physical education program in the university curriculum. So probably we would be able to share a little bit more when we go through the slide today. And we do have Nicola from Switzerland will be able to touch a little bit of how they use the shuttle time university course in Switzerland. So now we're going to touch a little bit of, we would like to challenge a little bit of the memberization in terms of looking into the sustainability and potential of the program. So these are the approximate numbers of how much that we have spent in terms of BWF CC level for the past 5 years. And definitely there's an X amount that on top of what BWF and Continental spend, definitely there's also enormous amount of funding that the member association has spent in terms of promoting the shuttle time program or actually using shuttle time program to go into the school program. So that is probably more than 1 million USD that has been spent throughout the 5 years into the program. And we would like to challenge a little bit of the memberization and the coordinator in terms of how we can improve the return of the investment from the past 5 years that you guys have put into the program. So at the moment, we could see globally, this is a global stats on the numbers of tutors and trainers that we have trained in the shuttle time community. We have 2,900 trained tutors and trainers. But from here, we could see that actually there's only approximate 14% the tutors or trainers are actually actively delivering courses. So there is a discussion between the BWF level and the continental level that how could we actually either making sure we are training quality workforce instead of looking at quantity. So probably moving forward, we would like to use this as a motto, focusing on quality instead of quantity, because then at the end, it will ensure us in terms of the quality active tutor will be able to actually keep on delivering the courses and making sure that more teachers are actually involved in the part of the Shuttle Time community. So one way we are in discussion that probably we would like to challenge the Shuttle Time National Coordinator looking into potentially, if you have in terms of your workforce, you have a couple of strong active candidates of tutors or trainer, they will probably be able to co-deliberate with some of the potential tutors and trainers so that we will be able to boost up the potential tutors so that when they are delivering courses, they have more confidence and a little bit more leadership in delivering. So it would be like a mental kind of process that we hope that the national coordinator could look into it so that we will be able to keep them active and then continue the vision of the BWF, which is giving every child a chance to play for life. On top of that, we would also like to challenge a little bit of the national coordinator how we could actually link it with the equipment support, because we do have the Shuttle Time school kits, which could be a tool to encourage the tutors and the trainers in terms of how they could actually deliver courses and then also link it with the equipment so that we could continue the school or the trained teachers to deliver this lesson in school environment. So this is the Shuttle Time National Coordinator online form that we have gathered earlier of this year. We would thank the national coordinator who took the time to actually complete the online form. And then it's impressive that we have more than 50% of the country completing it. And for the next couple of slides, we will share with you how we actually use that data. So it's not just we ask the coordinator to just to complete it as an exercise, but in the back end, both ourselves at the BWF level and at Badminton Europe, we do use that data to actually analyze how we're going to use, how is best use the data and then link it to Shuttle Time and what kind of direction we could point to the national coordinator in terms of how they could use the resources moving forward. So generally, we would like to pick two important stats that we have gathered, which are linked to the university course and the tutor and the youth leadership workshop. So as you can see on the left side, badminton are on the curriculum of primary school. We have measured 32% that says yes, but majority says no. And then that same goes for the rest of the question related to is badminton on secondary school curriculum.
Quickly,
Yes.
look here. I'm not sure if it's still there now. There was a shadow here of his ears.
Is that shadow still there? No?
I think somebody just had a mic on and you can continue.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just continue. So yeah, as I mentioned, we could see on the statistic on the left side, we have a majority saying no in terms of is badminton incorporated in primary school environment, secondary school environment, or being incorporated into physical education university students. So we see there's a majority know that, which means there's a huge opportunity for us to actually utilize the Shuttle Time University course and also the Shuttle Time Youth Leadership Workshop. Hence, here is generally mentioned that who can deliver the university course. the trained tutors and trainer are the ones who will be able to deliver the Shuttle University course, which targeted at the university level, whereas there is opportunity for trained Shuttle teachers to actually deliver the youth leadership workshop, which could deliver to students at the secondary school level. So probably this would probably be my final slide for today. So I want to highlight the importance of the Shuttle National Coordinator, and we would appreciate the whole long of effort that you have put into growing the sports, using the Shuttle program into the school system, and all the reporting that you have reported to the CC and to the at the BDF level, and all the data and the promotion, which is a massive task, and the role of the Shuttle National Coordinator are important. And there's a discussion where we will be able to look into potential additional support that will be provided to the Shuttle National Coordinator in terms of making it easier and assisting the Shuttle National Coordinator in implementing the program locally. So further ado, I think I'm just going to go quickly mention that the submission of the national planning by the national coordinator and the online form will be communicated again through the CC and then to the national coordinator in the Q1 of next year. So we hope that we will be able to gather fresh information data from the national coordinator and then to reevaluate the program and to see the potential the program could go moving forward and what are the opportunity that we could cater in the next kind of cycle. So that's it from my end. I'll pass back the mic to Tommy now.
Thanks a lot, Erica. Do we have questions or comments about Erica's presentation?
At least in the chat box, there are no questions.
Anyone? Okay, I have one question to you, Erica. You mentioned about new resources. Do you have an estimation when will the new resources be available?
So for the Shuttle booklet, it is in the design process. So we foresee that by the end, I'm hoping by the end of November, we will be able to circulate to the CC and the national coordinator. And then this will also be published on the Shuttle website so anyone could access. In terms of the numeracy, there is a pilot course going on in UAE in the Q4 of this year, and then we will be finalizing the resources in the Q1 of next year. So we foresee that it will be published around next year. Same goes for the mini. At the moment, we are in the phase of the writing process. We are working with external partners, schools to actually firm up the content for the mini Shuttle time. And we foresee that it's going to be ready to pilot next year. So this is kind of the rough timeline we are working on, because we actually started the process early last year, but because the school are not actually the priority of the school now in terms of education are quite high, and at some point this year they actually restrict badminton activities because the children needs to be in group in indoor. So we got the restriction from the school in terms of delivering the practical testing. So now we have the green light from the school to do those testing. So hopefully it's probably going to be quicker than we expect now to move things forward, and hopefully next year we'll be able to see some updates and we'll be happy to share it to everyone here.
Thanks. I think there is a question
from
Thibault.
Yeah, hi, nice to meet you. I am Thibault from the French Federation.
Yes.
I just have one question about the statistic that you were talking about, and I just would like to know if we know why only 400 trainers and tutors are only active? And the second question is, actually, I would like to know why the other one are not active, if you have an answer. And the other question is about the last slide that you were talking about, and do we know why the shuttle time program are not used in the primary school a lot? It's only 32%, I saw. If we know why it's not more used, let's say.
Yeah, I think in terms of the statistic around the active tutor and trainer, we gathered those statistics from the extranet database. So whenever there's a course delivered in your country, I think some of the coordinators here have direct access to the extranet system, and then some of them does not have it. So for those that does not have it, you need to submit the reporting to Tommy, and he will upload it into the extranet database. So we did the analysis using the extranet database, where we kind of like list down who are the active tutor has been delivering it and who are not delivering. So that's where the statistics come from. In terms of why they are not delivering it, because I think this is a task for the national coordinator to really investigate deeply, because at the moment we are working with the member association to gather quite I would say a high level statistic on that. But if we would like your help as a national coordinator to check if what would be the potential reason for that, we could be guessing now, because I guess in different country there are different challenges. Probably the badminton school base are not there, or there's not much of club structure, or at the moment the Ministry of Sport have not assigned badminton as one of the school curriculum. Maybe that could be the reason, but probably now we are at a level where we are just guessing. But we would actually need the assistance from you as a national coordinator to see if there is a possible trend that you would see that the reason could be why they are active and why they are not. So I think we are happy to, I think most of the national coordinator would actually have the contact information of the tutors, teachers, and trainer. And that could be a possibility where a further survey be conducted with the teachers, tutors, and trainer to see what could potentially be the reason for that. And we will be able to see if there is any additional support that we could motivate them in terms of reactivating that. Would that answer all of your question?
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I think if you need any additional information about the workforce in France, I think Tommy would be able to assist you in terms of getting those information.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I saw Robert has a question on the chat. Yes, in terms of translating the shelter time resources, yes, we normally receive requests directly from the federation or the national coordinator if they are interested into translating the resources into other languages. At the moment, for the new resources, the priority would be English first. Once this is published, then we'll see the possibility into translating into Spanish and French. If other member association or national coordinator think that it's a good investment into translating into other languages, you may feel free to get in touch with myself or with Tommy, and then we will be able to assist in that process.
Thank you, Erica. Do we have other questions or comments? Quite silent. Did you want to say something still, Erica?
No, I think it's great that we have some questions starting out in the morning, which we seldom see. We always see questions coming from the end. It's a great start. But yeah, I think it's good to see you guys. And yeah, I'm interested to see the rest of the speaker for the remaining session. So all good from my end.
All right. Thanks again, Erica, a lot. And next we have a Parvin from Azerbaijan. So welcome, Parvin, and you can take a.
Hi, hello everyone. Warm greetings from Azerbaijan. Today, I will share you our experience on Shuttle Time project, and we don't think that it's based off of them, but we will share today which experience we learned from this project. First of all, I would like to inform you about the situation of badminton in Azerbaijan, because our main strategy is structured based on this main case. And actually, badminton is new sport for Azerbaijan. Here it's very popular, for example, football, soccer, basketball, and other wrestling, for example. But badminton is new for us, and the all of sportsmen from badminton is locating in Baku, only capital, located in Baku, and we would like to change it. We would like to increase the number of players in Azerbaijan, and our main goals for implementing this project was increasing the population of badminton, popularity of badminton in Azerbaijan, identification and development of new talents in badminton, and the training sport teachers in school as badminton coach. Why we did last point? Because in Azerbaijan it's very popular when, for example, some students want to be busy with some sport. He asks from the school, he or she asks from the school teachers, and that's why we thought that if we involve sport teachers in schools, they will be brand ambassador of badminton, and they will promote badminton in schools on behalf of Azerbaijan Badminton Federation. Our approach, first of all, how we started, we sent our one of our coach to Shuttle Time trainers course, and he got certified. Then he returned to Azerbaijan and trained tutors. Then tutors trained our teachers, and then teachers trained students. And all this process, we got a database of all teachers, students, tutors, and etc. We started just from the May 2021, and our trainer Urfan gets certified as a trainer of Shuttle Time in Kiev, Ukraine. Then we did some course for tutors, and then we started implementing this project between school teachers, and we targeted 5 regions. First one was the Baku, capital of Azerbaijan, then Sumgayit, second biggest city in Azerbaijan, Lankaran, Gusar, Ganja regions, and then February and March we started to implement this project to students by the help of these teachers, sport teachers, which we trained before. And we have new ideas. Some pictures I would like to share with you, and also the video report of this process I will share at the end of my speech here also. We have probably we didn't was alone during this process. We was the partners, BW, Europe, Azerbaijan Ministry Youth and Sport, and other. And for example, we realized our project in frame of BWF's membership grant program, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports help us for places. For example, they give us for free these places where we held this project, because in Azerbaijan, in actually every school has sport halls, but this sport halls were height of this sport halls was too little. That's why it's little bit very difficult to realize badminton in this school sport halls. That's why we used the sport complex of Ministry Youth and Sport, and they give the 2 chance implementing this. And we also use the help of Azerbaijan Ministry of Education. They help us to promote our project, to involve volunteer teachers, sport teachers who want to be part of this project, and they promoted our information, our announcements for about these trainings between teachers. And now I will share you our map, shuttle time map. Until this time we covered 5 regions. You see with yellow or yellow color, and it was Baku, Kusar, Sumgayit, Lankaran, Gazha. We take the biggest cities in Azerbaijan. We reached 400 teachers and then 400 students, and thousands of people was aware of this project, because we strongly used media, social media, and from every training we used pictures, shared pictures, videos, highlights, and etc. For this year, we are planning implement this project in Şamaxı region, which you see with white location pin, in Gah region, and Tovuz region, and Nakhchivan region of Azerbaijan. And actually, with implementing this shuttle time project, our target is to cover all Azerbaijan cities, all Azerbaijan regions and villages. And next step, what is our next step? Organizing additional training programs for teachers who participated actively in this project. In Azerbaijan, for example, we have our Minister of Education creating opportunity for sport teachers to earn money for additional hours with working with school students, and every sport teacher has chance to choose which sport they want. That's why our target to motivate or stimulate our trainers, sport teachers, that they take the badminton as a additional hours. Then involving talented children to as a badminton player, and if we find some very good talented guys, we would like to invite them to busy or more seriously with badminton, and maybe they will join also our national team. And as I said before, our next step is implementing this project in other regions of Azerbaijan, and our main target is that. This was my final slide. If you have any questions, any other words, you can share with me. I sent the video report of our shuttle time project on chat, so you can also see the project video report of this project. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Parvin, do we have any questions or comments in the chat box?
Not in the chat box, no.
Not.
Okay, Parvin, I have one question to you.
Okay.
Have you think about how to create the link with the schools and the badminton clubs, like between the schools and the badminton clubs?
Okay, actually, it's very important questions, because we are also one of our strategic direction to work and the increased quality and number of badminton clubs. Nowadays, we have only 10 badminton clubs in Azerbaijan, and most of them is locating in Baku. And how we working on it? For example, in Azerbaijan, it's very important that badminton club was the the school of this child, the students. That's why we, for example, we differentiated we separated our, for example, regions, that which region is close to which club, and if they want, they can involve this club. Okay. And actually, we have that plan.
Yeah, continue if you want. No other comments or questions?
I have a question, Tommy, if I may.
Yes, for sure, Justin.
Parvin, thank you for your presentation, and we can see that you've had a lot of activities this past 2 years around shuttle time. Do you already notice
you very much.
a stronger link or an increase in players in the clubs, or not yet?
Actually, member of clubs increased, but not too much. It's not. How can I say? It's not the revolutionary increase, but they increased a little bit. And sometimes parents doubt that if this is the right answer that I choose, for example, badminton for my child. And we also working how to make easy for students to join the clubs and to join our badminton training. But day by day, the popularity of badminton with this shuttle time program is increasing, and it means that every day joining new guys, new children, new students. And is my answer that yes, the number of badminton players increased, but not yet revolutionary level.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
thank you. I think Erica also has raised her hand.
Yeah, I just want to mention that Azerbaijan is actually one of the good example in terms of how they start the shuttle time program and how far they are now, which is very impressive because they have a lot of passionate people in the federation. They also have a good partnership with local Ministry of Education, and to a certain extent, the National Olympic of Azerbaijan are also keen in terms of supporting the program. So I guess the key is actually to work closely with the local partners and to gain their support, and then they would actually kind of like motivate and create like a good starting point in terms of the federation, in terms of implementing the program and in a sustainable way in the longer run. So I think it's a great job to the Azerbaijan Badminton Federation
thank you very
in
much.
growing the sport quite good. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's very great pleasure to hear it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Parvin.
So if you don't have any questions, my session is finished. Maybe it was very quick. If you have any questions, you can ask us. If not, thank you very much that you listen to me, you hear me. I wish you all success in your projects.
Thanks a lot, Parvin. And next, we have Craig from Ireland. So welcome, Craig, and you can take a stage.
Thank you, Tommy. Okay. Hopefully we can all see this. Thanks to Badminton Europe for having me on. Pleasure to be here. I know a lot of people in the call, and it's great to see everyone. So this morning, what I'm going to do is just talk you through how we're using the shuttle time in Ireland, and we're using it a little bit differently perhaps to the other countries. We're still delivering it for schools and teachers, of course, but we're using it as a method to enhance our coach education system also. So my name's Craig. I'm the education training manager for Badminton Ireland. I am also a tutor for all of the BWF courses pretty much, and I'm a coach and many other things. I have a lot of roles within the federation, so which is what I enjoy to do. So okay, so I'll take you through just quickly where Badminton Ireland are at with the shuttle time course. We were lucky enough in 2012 to be one of the pilot countries for the course when it launched. We used to run our own course before that, which was called Introduction to Badminton Coaching, and we replaced that with the shuttle time program in 2012. So we have over 3,200 teachers and combined new coaches through the program since then. We've increased our school registration by about 100% since 2012. So approximately we started off with 150 registered schools then, and we've doubled that nearly to 300 now. So that's thanks to the program and down to the people who are delivering it on the ground, which, as Erica said earlier, is really important, having good tutors and people delivering on the ground. That makes such a difference with this program, about having those educated people and people who are really keen to push the program out to the schools. So we've trained approximately 50,000, or the program itself has reached over 50,000 students from the teachers that have been trained in Ireland. So quite a lot, and they're delivering the program in their school now as part of physical education and as part of after school activities. And there's also a link there with the clubs as well, for the more talented individuals that have been identified from the schools that have been trained up, which is great, which is really what we want to see with the program in Ireland. And this is just a rough idea of our coaching system at the moment. It's a little bit older, but we still follow in the same principles. And so you can see shuttle time is there in the black line on the left hand side of the diagram, and the Badminton Ireland level 1, 2, and 3 have been since replaced with the BWF program now. So we've got a lot of different pathways there that all link together, and the shuttle time links in with that very much as a foundation for teachers and new coaches. So we're using the shuttle time as a pathway for new coaches in Ireland, which is giving them a really good foundation as they move into the BWF level 1 course, we've found, as well as also, of course, using the shuttle time for the schools project. So you'll see there as well, we offer a lot of different shadowing and CPD sessions. We've got our own technique program there, which we launched an app for recently. And we're looking at just integrating everything into our pathway, and the shuttle time plays a big part of that. So there's a few ways we make shuttle time accessible, which is important to understand why we would use it as an extra tool for our coaching pathway. So we're lucky enough from our Ministry of Sport and the local sports organizations that we can provide the shuttle time course for free for schools, completely for free, which is really beneficial, because of course running these courses can be very expensive to do with hall costs, travel, paying tutors and this sort of thing. So we're very lucky we can offer this course free to teachers, students. We provide equipment as part of our own schools program, which is really beneficial. And we're giving coaches discounted rates on courses. So especially for new coaches or coaches that want to start on their coaching pathway, this doesn't fall under the teacher category, but we offer them a discount if they're a new coach, because we find that the shuttle time gives them a good foundation moving into the BWF level 1 course. In terms of the shuttle time itself, we're running between 15 and 30 courses per year in all regions, with approximately 16 to 30 participants per course. So we are running a lot of courses in Ireland, considering the size of the country. And again, that's down to the people on the ground and having the right amount of tutors spread across the regions. I think that's really important for everybody on the call today. You need to have targeted areas where you want tutors so that you can cover your country as best as possible with the program. I think that's a really, really important. A lot of the times we found we had too many tutors in the one place, and we were delivering too many courses in one area and not seeing the results of the program from having it spread more across the country. So in terms of the shuttle time program as a foundation for coaches, this is the main thing we're using it for, as well as for schools. So we found that giving new coaches the shuttle time course first is giving them a basic knowledge of badminton, which they might or might not have already had. They're getting practice with delivery already. So they're getting practice delivering the shuttle time resources on the course, which in turn will help them deliver the BWF level 1 material, which can be quite a challenge if you've never done a coach education course before and you go straight into a BWF level 1. We found that people find that quite challenging. So we have decided before people can do their BWF level 1 in Ireland, they must take their shuttle time course first as a foundation. It also, shuttle time gives them group management and communication skills, which is really important. The shuttle time program covers a lot of that. In the teacher's manual, you'll see that it incorporates group management skills, communication skills, when dealing with children, especially young children, which the program targets. And then it's also giving them a little bit of technical knowledge about badminton and practice design, which is important again when they move on to the BWF level 1 course. Again, we have some teachers even who have taken shuttle time and they've decided they've moved on to BWF level 1 course, and they then do the teaching of badminton in their school and in their club, which is a nice way we've been able to link the schools with the clubs. When we've got a teacher who's involved with the club and involved with the school, it's a very useful tool to be able to link them together. So just the shuttle time as part of our coach development program. So this year we launched a coach development program, which was funded by the Ministry of Sport, and they allocated us funding to do this. So this was basically a program where we took participants who applied from no qualifications up to BWF level 1 within 1 year's time. So what we did is we allowed them to take the shuttle time course. We allowed them to take the BWF level 1 course. They did a disability inclusion training session, and they did their child safeguarding and these other kind of things. They also took part in about 10 to 15 hours of shadowing with their local club, and we linked them in with already qualified BWF level coaches, which helped them to do this. So that program we were able to offer completely for free for 20 people in the country. So we had kind of 5 people in each region taking part, and the shuttle time played a big part in this, as getting them the solid foundation of how to deliver a practice. And as well as that, the shuttle time resources, as you guys might know, are very, very good. The app's excellent. It works really well on iPad. So that's something that we encourage them to use all the time. It just gives them a bank of practices and lessons that they can use. Obviously, the shuttle time's got 22 lessons already written for them. So, you know, that's a big benefit for people who don't know how to design a session correctly. So the shuttle time course was ran in their region. It was ran for free. We tried to run the shuttle times in the areas where these people were, rather than getting them travel too far. Again, we're lucky we have tutors spread across the different regions. So that's allowed us to deliver the courses in a more targeted way than just delivering them and hoping people will be there. Again, shuttle time coaches, again, are linked with the level 1 coaches in terms of shadowing opportunities. So a lot of the people who take their shuttle time course, whether that's a teacher or a new coach, we try to link them up with a BWF level 1 coach in their closest club so that they can do shadowing with them. Now, that could be even just if a teacher who's delivering shuttle time program in their school wants to go and shadow a level 1 coach for some extra knowledge or information. So at least that the teachers we have trained in the schools are delivering more quality badminton lessons to the children and the players, rather than you know, just regurgitating the information that was given to them on the course. So that's a program that we've launched, and shuttle time plays a big part of that, and especially the resources. Okay. So just a quick summary again of how we're using the shuttle time. So we're using it to identify potential new coaches and level 1 coaches, people who could train up to that standard. We're offering it free for teachers, which is, we're very lucky to be able to do that. And we're offering it kind of at a discounted rate for new coaches. We're also using shuttle time for players who might drop out of the sport as well. I didn't really mention that, but we're using it for players from the ages of 16 to 18 years old who potentially are going to stop playing. And this is a good way of getting them on the coaching path or getting them helping in their local school. which a lot of schools look for coaches to come in and help. And we find that having them trained with shuttle time is especially useful for going in and helping with those younger kids. We use the shuttle time heavily in primary school, actually, though you kind of 6 to 12 years old age. So we find that a lot of the people who attended that school will go back and teach badminton there as well. So we have them trained in shuttle time so that they're able to do that effectively. So there's a lot of information there, and I just say thanks for listening. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to take them. And thanks again.
Thanks a lot, Craig. Do we have questions in the chat box?
We have one question from Nicola. How did you convince teachers to take part in the courses, and how did you reach out to them?
Yeah, good question. So we run a program called the Leaders of the Future program, or Schools Badminton program, where we promise to give teachers free equipment. Now, when you promise teachers that they're going to get free equipment, they will do the course. So that's one way we've incentivized it, is if they complete the shuttle time course and they deliver a 6-week or 6 to 12 weeks block of lessons from the resources, they will be provided with the free equipment. Now, we use the Badminton Europe kit bags, but we're also lucky enough that our sponsors Forza are providing us kit bags as well. So we are lucky enough to have access to a lot of free equipment that we can provide. Now, not all federations are lucky enough to have this, I know, but that's how we incentivize teachers to take the program, if that helps answer your question.
Thanks.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Do we have other comments or questions?
Not in the chat box, no.
Okay, Craig, I have a couple of statistics questions
Okay.
to you. Have you collected any statistics? How many shuttle time teachers have continued to coach level 1 education?
Yeah, so we've touched on this statistic a little bit, because we do have some of these teachers working in the clubs as well, or a little bit of link with the club. So I would say of the teachers who've done it, we've probably had maybe 10 to 20%, something like that, go on to do level 1 from the teachers. Now, it tends to be the teachers who are very interested in badminton, and they have very good facilities in the school that go on to do the level 1. The teachers who have less facilities and are not as interested in badminton don't tend to do the level 1 course, because it is quite a big, jump for them to be delivering that kind of level of sessions. But we do see a good retention of their 10 to 20%. But people who have done the shuttle time program itself, we've seen more like 60 to 70% of those people continue to deliver the resources in the schools, which is the more important statistic for us, that they've continued to keep the kids playing badminton in the schools, in their physical education class or their after school activity class, which is just as important.
Thanks. I think there is a question from Hannes.
I can read it out to you if you want. How do you identify the young players, 16 to 18 years old, likely to leave badminton?
Okay, good question. So we have 4 regional committees or organizations in the country. And what they do is they will collect this information for us. So we send out surveys to some of the clubs also to find out what players are kind of young players who have dropped out of the sport, but also in the regional centers where we're looking for people who potentially might drop out, and getting the information from them, and then trying to incentivize them to keep involved in some way, whether that's coaching or umpiring, volunteering, something like that. But obviously I deal with the coaching side of things, but we get a lot of that information from our regional centers and the people who are working there. And we also get it by means of survey, which we find survey can be quite useful for getting information on who's active and who's not active, or who's maybe thinking about coming back or leaving. So hopefully that helps a bit.
Thank you. I think actually my second question was about this, so
Okay.
that was already answered. If there is no other questions or comments, thanks a lot for the interesting presentation, Craig.
Okay.
And then next we have Nicola from Switzerland.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. Oh, sorry. I hope you can see it. So hello, everyone, also from Switzerland. It's my pleasure to talk to all of you about our Shuttle University courses. And I would like to start with a little bit of background information. So how did that start? Well, we started Shuttle in 2013 in Switzerland. And we were looking for cooperations with regional and national institutions because we thought it would be a good idea if we could teach sports teachers so that they can teach shuttle time in the schools. So we were looking for cooperations, and therefore we targeted the teacher education institutions in Switzerland. I have to say our system is a little bit difficult because you might know we have we're a little country, but we do have 4 different official languages and a lot of regions with their own rules. So it's a little bit difficult, but we found one nationwide institution who offered courses for teachers. So the teachers, they have to do like a further education every year. And we managed to do a cooperation with them. And in the beginning, we only could offer a few courses. So it was like 3 to 5 courses a year. And they also had a limited amount of participants. So it was around 24 or 25 participants per course. So we started with around 100 teachers a year that we taught in shuttle time. Here you can see some pictures of that. We also had to do it outside because of the pandemic the last years. And yeah, it was always great fun with those teachers. We also had the elder teachers who are really into badminton, so that's quite cool. Then in the second step, we thought it would be good to have a link to universities. And we saw that many of our tutors, they also worked at the universities at the same time. And they offered badminton courses at the universities. So it was really a good idea to see, hey, maybe we can educate or teach the students as well at the universities before they are teachers. So if they are really into shuttle time as a student and before they become teachers, that might be an effective way to bring badminton and especially shuttle time into schools. And then we teamed up with BWF, and then we set it up. That was really cool. So how is the situation right now? We have 4 universities in Switzerland who are delivering shuttle time courses. We are in talks with 1 university who wants to implement it next year. So that would be 5. That would be cool. And these courses, they take place in 1 semester. So that's 14 weeks with the weekly classes. And these courses are either mandatory or optional for the students. We have 2 universities where the courses are mandatory. So the students cannot choose what kind of courses they would like to attend. And in 2 universities, they can choose which sports they would like to attend. And it's integrated in a Bachelor of Science in Sports Science. The courses are delivered by shuttle time tutors, 1 or maybe 2, it depends a little bit. They also have help from other coaches mostly. The program is based on shuttle time templates, but as the tutors they are really experienced badminton players themselves, and they add a little bit of their own knowledge. So it's a little bit a mix of shuttle time content and their own badminton content. We also do an It's Shuttle Time tournament at the end of every semester. So every university does such a tournament. I will talk about that a little bit later on, because that's really one key aspect that we have in our Shuttle Time University courses. By the end of the semester, the students do have to go through a written exam on basic badminton rules and also on the Shuttle Time content. And they also have the practical exam where they have to show a little bit of double tactics like right positioning and choice of stroke and so on. And they also have to do a singles routine. So this is what they have to do in the university. This is what it looks like. You can see on the left side the students, they're playing. The bottom left, there is one mini game where they have to hit as many tubes as possible in 1 minute. That's also part of an Shuttle Time tournament. We also offer the Shuttle Time materials, which you can see on the top right. You can also see the Shuttle Time primary box there. I will talk about that also a little bit later on. And as you can see, the courses are really popular among students. They're really big classes always, so that's quite good. So how can we manage to have a good transfer from the university to schools? One key aspect that I already mentioned is the tournament, the It's Shuttle Time tournament. And that's a tool, and it's a perfect instrument for the students if they have like an internship or if they have their first year as a teacher. It's really easy to set up such a badminton tournament in school, and it's really fun. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this. It's based on Excel. So you can enter your name, the name of the school, how many turns and rounds you'd like to play. You have always a pair of 2 players, and they playing a singles, 1 mini game. And if you have not that much space in the sports hall, you can also add one task that is counting. So, and the Excel will calculate how long it takes. So in this case, it takes you 64 minutes. Then you can enter the name of the kids, and then it will automatically do a draw for you. And you can see who is playing against who, what are they playing? They're playing a singles, they're playing a mini game, and who is winning, and so on. And in the end, you get a list, who's winning, who's second. In this particular case, number 7, stop drop, was the winner. So this is what it looks like in the sports hall. You need to have like at least 1 laptop, maybe a beamer, that would be nice as well. Then you can see the 2 girls playing on the top right, they're doing a mini game. Bottom left, you can see the kids playing half-court singles, and some kids are counting. And in the back, you can see some doing the mini games. And these tournaments are also really popular amongst the kids. Then in 2019, we came up with the idea of the Shuttle Time Cup. That was before we had the World Championships in Basel. And the Shuttle Time Cup is when a teacher decides to deliver an It's Shuttle Time tournament in school. He can, after the tournament, he can send us the filled-in Excel, and then they will get the reward for every kid. So they get a little gift like highlighters or pencil crayons and so on. And they will enter the lottery. And the main prize is always a double lesson of 2 members of the national team. So last year, you can see on the picture, that was Tobias Künzi and Joel König. And they went to a school in the mountains somewhere. They didn't even have a badminton net, but it was a lot of fun. And it was really cool. And over the last 3 years, we could manage to have more than 4,000 kids playing in such a tournament. So that's quite a good number for us. And last but not least, the Shuttle Time Primary, as I mentioned before. We came up with the idea that we need to adapt the content from Shuttle Time to the primary school. So to kids aged from 5 up to 9. And then we decided to do such a primary box. You can see the box on the top left. The box contains 70 to 80 cards, depends a little bit on which language you choose. And you have a picture of the exercise, and in the back you have a explanation, what is to do, what material you need, and how can you make it harder if it's too easy, and how can you make it easier if it's too hard. So that's a pretty cool thing, and that's also very popular amongst the teachers from primary schools. So that was a really cool thing to add. So in order that we can reach teachers from primary school up to high school. Oh, I think that was the last slide already. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you, Nicola. Do we have any questions in the chat box?
No, we do not.
I have just one question about the Shuttle Time tournament and Shuttle Time Cup. Have you how many participants you have had so far in these different events? Have you counted it?
Yeah, we have counted it. Yeah, I think we have around per year it's around 30 to 40 schools participating, and it depends a little bit. Like there are some schools who are participating with a lot of classes, like 5 or 6 classes, and then we have schools with only 1 class. Depends a little bit on the teacher.
Okay, thanks.
Perfect. And maybe just a short remark. These Shuttle Time or It's Shuttle Time tournaments, they're really good to give the clubs also an instrument to organize such an event, to have new kids who are not in the club yet to experience badminton in a really fun way. So we do count, but it's really nice. It's fun. They have like a lot of mini games, and it's always really fun. And parents are also there, and they're also invited to take part in the tournament. So that's really a good thing also for the clubs.
Thank you. Is it possible that you could share the tournament system which you were presenting to me, and I could share it?
Yes, of course.
Our members, if they are interested to check it out.
Of course, I will send that to you.
Perfect. Any other comments or questions?
Nothing in the chat box.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Nicola, and thanks to all of our speakers. Before we end the webinar, I would like to remind some things or give some updates. So this is for everyone who is implementing Shuttle Time activities. Remember to send all the required reports when you have delivered Shuttle Time courses as soon as possible to me when the course is finished. And then the deadline to send all these reports is no later than 2nd of December 2022. This is really important, and you will send all the required documents before that deadline. And then about this webinar, it will be published on Badminton Europe TV, and we will provide the link to the recording when it's ready and uploaded to the platform. And if you have any further questions about the webinar or generally about Shuttle Time program, you can always write an email to me or call to my number, which you can find below. I think there was a question. Erica raised her hand.
Yeah, I just want to mention that we are all in the Shuttle Time family, so we are quite friendly in terms of our working group. So at any point, if the best practices are shared by Craig, by Nicola, by Parvin that interest you, and you would like to get more information on how they implemented the system, probably some template that will be useful for you, some survey they have been doing, and you would like to know what kind of question they ask for the survey, those kind of thing. Yeah, feel free to get in touch with us or with the speakers, because it's a whole Shuttle Time community, and then I think we are encouraging between national coordinators to exchange their knowledge, their experience in terms of implementing the program. And then feel free to reach out with us or with the speaker if there's some specific kind of project will interest you throughout the webinar. And yeah, we are happy to share more information. So yeah, that's probably my piece for everyone here.
All right, if we don't have any other comments or questions about the webinar, I would like to thank everyone for participating, and especially the speakers for your input. And see you online or live in somewhere. Thank you and have a nice day to everyone. Great.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say thanks and have a great rest of the year, everyone. And I'll see you at some of the events, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you everyone. I'll see you guys soon. Let's keep in touch. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.